Good evening to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's exactly 6 p.m. by 6 o'clock. We thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the news. We begin right away with some major stories. It is end of year already, and road accidents seem to be multiplying in most highways across the national territory. Earlier today, at least 5 persons lost their lives on the Bongbang Ayos Highway. In that same accident, about 10 other people had severe injuries. And also in this newscast, we will be telling you more of what have become of toys and other Christmas trees after the Christmas festivities. Stay with us for details and more. Welcome back, viewers. We begin this edition of the news on a sad note. At least 5 persons have lost their lives in a road accident which occurred in the early hours of today in Bongbang. The accident is said to have been caused by poor overtaking on the Ayos Highway. Those wounded have been rushed to the hospital, while the deceased have been deposited at the Bongbang Regional Hospital mortuary. In that accident, at least 10 other persons secured severe injuries. We will be coming back to that in our subsequent news editions. Precisely, that would be at 8 p.m. And now we also told you in the headlines that toys and Christmas trees and other Christmas gadgets are now in the markets. What have become of them after Christmas festivities? Our reporter Lucille Yengu Asia made a stop over at some markets here in Douala. She now tells us more.
Few days after Christmas, the douche market has become very timid. Sellers of Christmas trees and toys are on a long wait for very few buyers who are dotted in the market.
Only sellers in the market, no customer there, or they're just in the house waiting for the last day to come, or that they don't want children to buy to use toys. See, all my contour is more. There's more toys than last year. On the 27th of last year, I've already finished all my toys. I'm always in the house with my family, but this time around I'm still in the market to sell. I don't know what I will do with all these toys.
I'm a seller of toys. Before Christmas Day, there were people coming to buy it, but some were buying these toys with a good price. But now, as we are after the Christmas Day, we want to even sell out the toys with even lower price, and they are not even customers, so we don't know how we are to do now.
Carol, a customer, says she prefers buying after Christmas as prices must have dropped.
I can't buy store now because it's not expensive now. Yes, I have a small money. I think that I will have something to my children.
Why this lady thinks buying gifts during this period is best to avoid traffic and also encourage her kids who performed well during their exams. Sellers of toys fear their goods might get expired in stores.
For Christmas, the price was high because we knew we were supposed to finish as previous years. But this year, the price is now low, even lower than the price we bought. Because if you keep it next year, they will reduce the quality of the goods. Because when you keep it in the magazine, the color will change. So you are forced now to sell at a very low price to regain our capital to start another business.
At first, we were selling it was from 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 like that. But now the price have reduced to even 2,000, 1,500. They are not even customers to buy it.
Gone are the hectic Christmas days, but some sellers still expect to make sales before the 1st of January.
And now the new banknotes in circulation in Cameroon and other Central African countries are yet to be accepted by many, while some do not know the banknotes at all. Others say they are very skeptical. Meantime, some Cameroonians have received the new banknotes with a lot of anxiety. Our reporter Babila Jonathan completes the story.
She does not know the new banknotes in use in Cameroon and the rest of the Central African sub-region. And he has only seen the new banknotes on social media. Though, like him, Many do not have any problem with the new banknotes. Others are still rejecting them.
I received some clients, they say they are not so much engaged in the new banknote because they are not used to that. They prefer the old one. They are afraid that maybe it will not pass in their own business area, or maybe since it's still new, it is bad money.
In some market, we have received that kind of information that some people are rejecting the notes. But I think with time, it's a gradual process. Everybody come to know about it, and it will move well. I think it's a very good thing that Biak has done.
In one of the major banking institutions in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, whose name we decided to withhold for professional reasons, we witnessed a scene wherein a teller refused to receive the new banknotes from a client who wanted to make a deposit. The client was told that customers of the bank are rejecting the new banknotes. Some financial experts blame this on inadequate communication on the new banknotes by the Bank of Central African States.
We did a lot of sensitization to our customers in all our branches. So the new notes were received in CCC by our customer with a lot of excitement and applause, because on the first day that the notes were supposed to be out, we started paying in all our branches with new notes.
Meantime, some financial institutions are yet to adapt some digital services to exigencies of the new banknotes.
And now in the excerpt which comes up next, a bank manager, Ngo Waters, explains the change of banknotes, the advantages of the new banknotes, and also some inconveniences which have been solved. Let's listen to Ngo Waters in this excerpt.
It has been the tradition of Biak to change this note after every 10 years, but we are witnessing them today after 20 years, because we're expecting new banknotes saying 2012, but they are happening now. I think we appreciate it. And the people, I think it is coming to address some of the issues with the old notes that we had. You see, with these new banknotes, I would say they're more portable than the old notes. In terms of the size, they look like the euros even. So some people feel that they're like euros, or that's what they say. And the size too is very, very convenient, like as compared to the bulky 10,000 that we used to have. Technically, for us, you know, CCC is going towards digital. So there are a lot of digital instruments, the equipment that we have put in place, like our ATMs. So we need to configure our ATMs to accept the new banknotes. So that is something that is technical. We needed to receive them before go through this process. So that is the only problem, that customers that will be going to our ATMs now will not receive the new banknotes. But in the days ahead, our technical team is doing quite much to ensure that in less than no time, they can go to the ATMs and receive banknotes. The 500, the 1,000 and 2,000 are not much in circulation as compared to the bigger notes, the 10,000 and 5,000. So to me, it may pose some problem at that level, but anyway, the old notes are still in circulation, so this problem can easily be solved.
In other news, Cameroon's Minister of Justice and Keeper of the Seal, Laurent Issou, has been dragged to court by some lawyers in Cameroon for failing to organize the aptitude test and also pupillage into the Cameroon bar. The lawyers who took the minister to court say he has violated the law and depriving young Cameroonians of getting into the Cameroon bar. Let's now have more with For Me Armstrong Sander. We are expecting to have the report of For Me Armstrong Sander, which tells us that the Minister for Justice and Keeper of the Seal in Cameroon, Laurent Issou, has been dragged to court by some lawyers for failing to organize the aptitude test and also the pupillage into the Cameroon bar. The lawyers who took the minister to court say he has violated the law, depriving young Cameroonians of getting into the legal profession.
The move, according to Barrister Tamfo Richard Ngarka, is to force the Cameroonian Minister of Justice and Keeper of the Seal, Laurent Issou, to respect the law.
There is a provision in the 2006 law on judicial organization that talks about an order of mandamus in its article 18 sub 1c, which gives the possibility of somebody seizing the High Court to force a particular authority to be able to take an action which he was supposed to do. So I think that this is just the motive behind this action, that we have dragged the Minister of Justice, Keeper of the Seal, to court, because per the decree of that 91 organizing the entrance examination of people advocate, he is supposed to take necessary measures to enable that the exam is being launched, but he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So that is why we seized the competent High Court, which is that of Fundi, to make sure that the court orders the Minister of Justice to respect the law.
A disposition which surprisingly has been violated by the Minister for over 8 years.
The law, by the way, that regulates the bar exam in Cameroon is Decree number 91/305 of 4th July 1991. The law states clearly in its section 1 that the aptitude test, which is the bar exam, into pupillage at the bar shall be organized every year in the month of December. To just put it in a short form, the bar, it states that the bar exam shall be organized every year in the month of December by the Minister of Justice. Section 2 of that same decree states that a decree of the Minister of Justice shall lay down the condition, state the date and place, as well as publish the list of the candidates to write the bar exam. But since 2014, the minister has never done that. He has given a blind eye. It's like Cameroonians have to beg the minister to do his job. The minister has violated that law. If the law says that organize the bar exam every year in the month of December, every year, so many years have passed, the minister has not organized the bar exam. It means it's very clear, the evidence is clear. The Minister of Justice has violated the law, and he keeps violating the law with impunity.
This violation, according to the human rights lawyer, has had a devastating impact on the career orientation of young Cameroonians and the activities of lawyers in Cameroon.
A lot of graduates are leaving the university every year. Where do you think that these jurists who graduate from law faculties go to? You will see that they will end up maybe taking other routes, maybe like motorbikes or whatsoever, because the exam is not being launched every year. This situation is causing a lot of prejudice to the advocates, to the bar itself, because we need to be having people advocates in chambers to be able to help in our various diligences. Imagine I have a court session in Konsamba, I have maybe another one in Banga. How do you think I'll divide myself if I don't have people advocate? So it's an infringement on the legal professions.
On whether he believes that the Cameroonian legal system will demonstrate proof of independence by bringing the Justice Minister to book, Barrister Tamfo Richard expressed worries on some abnormalities observed at the High Court in Yaoundé.
We are before the High Court of Funzi with an application for an order of mandamus, but the president of the High Court of Fundi has not yet fixed a hearing date for our petition. We don't know why he's not acting, whereas it is in his obligations to be able to give us a hearing date. We have already paid for the opening of the file, 3,500.
Barristers Tamfo Richard Ngalka, Anyang Lewis Fortunella and others are taking Cameroonians as witnesses to their cry against the prejudice caused the legal profession by the non-organization of the aptitude test and pupillage into the Cameroon bar.
And over to the South region, regional councillors there are blaming Minister George Elanga Obam for being the reason why developmental projects in that region are very slow. They say some projects which were adopted to be executed were turned down by the minister without any concrete reason. Let's now have the details with Immaculate Fogwe.
Regional councillors of the South region are exasperated with the Minister of Decentralization, Georges Elanga Obam. According to the regional councillors, several deliberations that were made and later adopted were later not executed because of the minister's decision. They consider his decisions as absurd. We have noticed that the Minister of Decentralization wants to dictate his laws on the regional council. It is unacceptable. We are fully aware that he is a native of the South region, so we decided to be calm. But then, enough is enough. They blame the minister for being the reason why several development projects in the South region have not been executed.
They cited several instances where the minister validated a budget, but a month later, he releases a communique annulling his decision. We are lacking in several aspects as far as development is concerned in the South region. We have several projects which we validated, but the minister did not give his go-ahead. Regional councillors are angry. He needs to allow us to develop our region, so he should stop hindering us.
Alors nous constatons donc que les délibérations ne marchent pas.
The angry councillors say they are fed up with his excesses while calling on the minister to leave them develop their region.
And we are gradually getting into the end of the year 2022. The year 2022 was characterized by the demise of several personalities in Cameroon, be they political, musical, or traditional actors. In a report which comes up next, our staffman Innocent Aze now gives us a rundown of those personalities who quit the stage in the year 2022.
Among the many prominent figures in Cameroon who died in 2022 are Ekambi Bryant, Cameroon's Makossa icon. The 74-years-old died on December 12 following a protracted illness at the Douala Lakentini Hospital. He began receiving treatment in a hospital in Turkey before returning to Cameroon. His death was mourned by the Cameroon music industry that will 2 days after dive into another mourning. This time around, the death of Janet Gento on December 14. This Makossa star on his part died along the Nchang route while on his way for a show in the West region. He reportedly developed a malaise in a car and was transported to a hospital in Lum, Mungo division of the Litowa region, where he was confirmed dead. 12 days after, Pendandale, another Makossa Baoba, kicked the bucket. He was reportedly found dead in his home in Paris, France. Amadou Ali, Cameroon's former prime minister under the Biya regime, is one of the many political figures who reunited with their creator in 2022. He died on September 27 at the age of 79 due to ill health. The native of Kolofata was laid to rest on December 28. Before his death was that of Dakole Daisala, a Cameroonian politician and the president of the Movement for the Defense of the Republic, MDR, on August 9. The politician from the far north region served in the government as Minister of State for Post and Telecommunications from 1992 to 1997. Subsequently, MP in the National Assembly from 1997 to 2002, and then Minister of Transport from 2004 to 2007. He served in the Senate from 2013 until his death. Another big loss for Cameroon in 2022 was for Nangwafo III of Mankon in the Northwest region. The 97-years-old traditional ruler was an influential political figure who was one of the architects of the 1972 reunification of English-speaking Southern Cameroons and Francophone La République du Cameroun. He was also a strong pillar of the CPDM party of President Paul Biya. These are the few prominent figures in the Republic of Cameroon snatched from Cameroonians by the cold hands of death in 2022.
Media souls continue to rest in peace. In sports, supporters of female football in Cameroon are criticizing the decision to reduce the amount paid the female footballers monthly from 100,000 to 50,000 francs CFA. According to Hermine Maye, who is a sports analyst, Fecafoot was supposed to meet its engagement of paying the female footballers 100,000 francs monthly as a salary. Let's now have more on that with Martin Jikan Gabriel.
Media release from the Cameroon Football Federation, Fecafoot, which announced the reduction of salaries for players in the female football league, was a shocking one.
There's a time where Fallon, I play midfielder, Caimang, the news was very shocking that what should we do? So, from 100,000 to 50,000 is it's not easy for us, but just take it as easy.
At one of the training sessions of a Caimang female football club, Most of the players say the impact will be felt as they will return to the normal 50,000 francs CFA.
Yes, it has an impact because at least with the 100,000, there are some small things that we did help. But now that the salary is now from 100,000 to 50,000, it is not easy because what we did with the 100,000, we cannot do it with the 50,000. So if I had to say something to the federation, I don't even know what I would say. But I don't know. We don't know the reason why they did so. But if they did so, they had their own reasons to do so. So we'll just take it as it is.
During this training session of the Caimán female football team, we met with Equinoxe TV's consultant Hermine Mayi, who says FECAFOOT needs to be clear with the decision about which of the partners is cancelling its quota for the girls. The sponsors said they will gradually increase the pay package from 25,000 to 50,000 francs CFA, and the federation said they will add up 50,000 francs CFA. So whose part has been dropped? This is a clear indication that female football is not taken seriously. Last year, for these players to get the 100,000 francs CFA, it was hell after playing throughout the season without a single franc in their pockets. But was it really necessary to announce an amount when the FA had not measured the weight of the project or allowed it to mature?
Qui avait dit 25 000, après on passera à 50 000, ils l'ont fait. La fédération est venue dire 50 000 de plus.
Another football lover, Beb Solo, believes the decision of slashing the salaries wasn't necessary because for him, a decision can be taken and suddenly it is overturned. For him, it's not showing maturity at the level of the Cameroon Football Federation. It is an unpopular decision. What I think is that female football is an autonomous league on its own, and I don't think that the partners will just withdraw just like that. It seems FECAFOOT doesn't have judges because such a decision can be taken so suddenly. The relationship between the partners of the Women's League and FECAFOOT is not like it used to be before. I think that even if it is not going well with the two, FECAFOOT has to do everything to keep its words since they just returned from the FIFA World Cup. All eyes are now looking at Samuel Etofis and the football house in Chinga for an explanation about the reduction of salaries for players in the female football league of the country.
And that report by Smart Njikan Gabriel brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Thank you, viewers, for always being there. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television. Bye-bye for now.
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte.
If you suspect you may have a coronavirus infection,